Hey everybody, my name is Rollins Berg. I am a New York City-based writer and director. I'm a teacher of film at NYU, and I am the creator of Underexposed, the weekly film Substack dedicated to celebrating great but underseen movies. My dangerous idea that I want to share with you today harkens back to a film stack inspiration challenge I wrote a few months ago titled Shut Up and Shoot Something. And it was an outgrowth of something that I realized about myself, that I was spending a lot of time online complaining, complaining about the state of the industry, how hard it was to make films, how broken the distribution system was. And then I made the uncomfortable realization that if I just flipped over that device in my hand that I was using to complain, I would be staring at cameras capable of capturing 4K images, capable of making films. And so, how do I reconcile the fact that in some ways it's never been harder, but in other ways it's never been easier to make films? And how can we heal our relationship with these devices, change our relationship with these devices so that we can use them to our benefit and not to become enslaved by the algorithms and by thinking about the results? And it occurred to me that I had become very, very beholden to results. It's very easy to do so. We have these metrics that show us whether or not something's quote unquote good or quote unquote bad. Some of the ideas I was having for creative projects that were maybe the riskiest and most vulnerable, I was immediately doing these calculations in my head of like, will the algorithm reward this? Will the system as it exists tolerate this? Maybe not. Better not go there. Better come up with an idea that's more commercially viable. And that disgusted me that I was doing that. And I thought, man, I gotta like really change the way that I'm going about this. And my solution so far has been to just really think about process, to spend a lot less time doom scrolling and complaining about the way that things are, and more time filming whatever I can, wherever I can, with whatever resources I have. And not necessarily, this is important, not necessarily releasing any of that, but allowing myself to become re-enchanted with the process. It makes me think of that Kurt Vonnegut quote that he shared late in his life where someone was asking him like, "Oh, how do you be an artist? I want to be an artist." And he's like, "Write a poem and rip it up. You be an artist not for the result. You do it to grow your soul. You do it to experience the joys of becoming." That's why I do this. That's why it's worth it, even as bad as the industry is, to pursue art and storytelling. And it's in that spirit that I invite you humbly to join me in shutting up and shooting something and not releasing it, but doing it for the joy of the process.